Welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about why America is not a Christian nation. I cannot get into how many times I've heard this argument, and it is a stupid argument, by the way, one that is easily refutable by actual facts. Like, the people who say that America is a Christian nation with Christian laws, they don't know our laws. Let's be honest, they don't know our laws. And we don't even really need to get into the fact that most Christians, all Christians, they wouldn't last a day in a Christian nation. Let's be honest. In an actual Christian nation with real Christian laws, we'd all be dead. Like, you'd be hanging right now. We'd be strung up by our necks. You, Christian, me, atheist, next to each other. We'd be hanging together because there is no way that you would survive. There are too many rules that you, a Christian, will not follow, and that I most certainly will not. Most certainly I will not. Let's briefly touch on the fact that a Christian nation with Christian laws, it doesn't look that different from a Muslim country with Muslim laws. Let's really think about that. Laws coming from the Quran, laws coming from the Bible, it's the same thing. Hello. The Quran has the same stories as the Old Testament Bible. You read about Noah, you read about Lot, you read about Jonah in both books. In both books. Really? So, one would think that the Ten Commandments is sort of like, where our laws come from. People like to say that our laws come from God, from the Ten Commandments, and then they go straight to murder. Wow, you really did a good job there. Wow, you did a great job there. We are talking about the fact that America being a Christian nation is refutable by facts. Let's talk about a fact. Let's read from the Treaty of Tripoli, you guys. So the Treaty of Tripoli was unanimously ratified by Congress in the year 1791. And in Article 11, it states, as the government of the United States is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion, as it has in itself no character of enmity against the laws, religion, or tranquility of, and then it goes on, because they're making a treaty with another nation, and they're talking about that. Anyway, they're saying, this was unanimously ratified, by the way, unanimous, that we are not founded on any Christian religion. That's the thing. You would think that our founding fathers were religious, right? Meanwhile, Benjamin Franklin in his autobiography says that he's an atheist. We have letters from Thomas Jefferson laughing at Christianity, John Adams laughing at Christianity, George Washington laughing at Christianity. Are you serious? Are we serious? Next, let's talk about, and let's talk about the fact that, so our Constitution, our laws, it's what's considered a living document, right? Living document meaning it can be changed. It can be ratified. Whenever, there's enough votes, whatever the structure is, you can change it if that structure is followed. How come it hasn't been changed? If we are such a Christian nation, maybe the founding fathers got it wrong, right? Maybe they got it wrong and they didn't actually write that we're a Christian nation. Why hasn't someone yet decided to actually change it, make it more known, make it actually say we are a Christian nation with Christian laws? How come we don't have that? How come we don't have that? You have all these politicians in office saying that we're a Christian nation. Why don't you get enough votes to change our laws to actually say that we're a Christian nation? Say that. Get that in writing. Get it ratified. Because if that's the truth, it'd be easy, right? Right? It'd be easy, right? However, it's not. It's not easy because it's not true. And no one would vote for that because those laws would mean that we are all dead. That's another thing. Let's talk about the Ten Commandments, you guys. We're going to go through one by one. Let's talk about the fact that our laws are not founded on the Ten Commandments. Let's discuss. First commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. False. Because our First Amendment says that you can worship any God you want. Congress states that there will be no religious test for office, meaning that you can be any religion you want and still participate in Congress. You can still run for president. You can run for governor. You can run for mayor. You can run for assemblyman. You can be any religion you want and still run. That's the thing. In some countries, you can't do that. You have to be the state religion. You have to be a Muslim, for example, in United Arab Emirates. You have to be a Muslim to do certain things. You have to be. And you see, that's the difference. That's the difference between a theocracy and us, a secular nation. We're a secular nation with secular laws. Moving on, you shall make no false idols. Another one, not part of our laws. It's not. It just simply is not, because it literally is contradicted by our laws. Next, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. That's not a law. You can say whatever you want about God. You can say, oh my God. You can say, God damn. You can say, God this, that. And it doesn't matter. However, how funny that in the United Arab Emirates, blasphemy, I believe it's punishable by 80 lashes. Imagine today, in 2021, 80 lashes. That's another topic for another day. The fact that Sharia law and these countries that have Muslim laws, they're more in line with the Bible than we are. We'll talk about that in another video. But yes, here you can say whatever you want about any God, about anything, and it's not, you can't say bomb in an airport, but of course there's limits to everything, right? But in terms of this, when it comes to God, you can say whatever you want. And no crime, no indictments will come to you, no jail time, no fines, nothing. Next. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Well, that's not a law because you can work on Sunday. Sorry about it. Next. Honor thy mother and father. That's very ambiguous. That's very vague. Don't know what that means. Regardless, it's not a law. You don't have to do anything related to your parents. You don't. You really don't. Next. You shall not murder. Wow. Here we are at number 6. Number 6. And that's how long it took for one of our laws to be something that just happens to be in the Bible. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about the fact that murder has been in documents long before anybody had a Bible. Let's talk about the fact that the Tanakh, the Jewish Bible, remember, the Old Testament is just the Tanakh. That's what it is. They literally plagiarized it. It's the same thing. The Jews were here before the Christians, and the Jews had their religion. The Christians just took it. Christianity is just repackaged, repurposed Judaism for the Romans. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's why they added the little New Testament, because then they went all around the Roman Empire, blah, 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 blah. That's all it is. Here we go. You shall not murder. Let's not forget the fact that we have and if you went to public school, you know this. You remember the Code of Hammurabi? You know this if you went to public school. That said do not murder. That said do not steal. And that came before anybody ever heard of a Bible. It came long before that. That's where we get the eye for an eye doctrine from. You know this. You remember that was a vocabulary word. You remember the Code of Hammurabi, and that came before the Bible. It came before all of this. So you can't say that do not murder comes from the Bible, because the Bible was written after the Code of Hammurabi. That's the thing. You can't say that because it's just simply not true. Again, remember, refutable by facts. These are actual facts, and it's so easy to tear through a Christian argument because none of it is rooted in fact. It's all rooted in feelings. Again, you're talking about arguing with people that think that the heart is shaped like the emoji. Like, these people really think that. Okay, anyway, moving on. You shall not commit adultery. That's not punishable by death, not punishable by jail time, not punishable by nothing. And again, how funny that in the United Arab Emirates, a Muslim nation, adultery is punishable by, I honestly don't remember, but again, That's against the law there. Why isn't it against the law here? Because we're a secular nation, that's why. Next. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. So what? I guess don't lie? Maybe if you're in court and you swear under oath, right? That's really the only time that lying is a legal offense. So maybe they got like a 50-50, or maybe they got a 25-75. I think that's what they got. And they have the 25%. Because only under very rare circumstances. How many of you are in court often? Okay? Like, well, let's hope. But anyway, so that's not even really a law because that's only under certain circumstances. And lastly, thou shalt not covet. I don't know how you are talking about a capitalist country and talking about how we are a Christian nation and saying that you shall not covet. That is what capitalism is. Coveting your neighbor's goods, doing whatever you can to get more, and, making sure that they don't succeed in the long run. That's all. So anyway, we are done with this video today. Definitely pretty soon I want to do a video about how Sharia law, how Muslim law actually looks a lot like Christian law. That's going to come soon. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.